Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and to another video. I hope you're all doing really well today. In this video we're going to be attaching vinyl onto a mirror. I'm going to show you how to do it in the easiest way possible. So without any further ado, let's jump into the video. So for the wet method of application, we are going to need all of these things. So I'm just going to go through everything that I've got here. So I've got my favourite transfer tape, transfer paper. This is Light Tack paper tape from decal. It is from MDP Supplies. I'll pop a link down below for you now so you can check that out if you want to. I use this all the time for everything because it's just such a reliable transfer paper. I've got my decals that we made last night. Then I've got a small knife blade. This one is super duper sharp and I only really use it when I need some really good precision cutting. It's really sharp, so it's one of those ones that retracts when you push the button back in, so you can't slip with it. If you do, you're just going to let go and that blade's going to disappear. I've got my pink squeegee. I've got a microfiber cloth. This is for when we are cleaning off the water after we've applied the vinyl, so that we can just make sure that we've got nothing on there, and just to clean the mirror off with as well. I've got my water spray bottle. This is what we're going to need for putting the water onto the vinyl. I've also got some fairy liquid. You can use any type of washing up liquid, it doesn't have to be fairy. You're going to need literally one drop of this, so you don't need a full whole new bottle or anything like that. Just the last bits in the bottom of your bottle will do. I have then some alcohol wipes, and these are literally just to clean the area that I'm going to be putting the vinyl onto. And then I've got a couple of measuring implements, so I've got a tape ruler and a normal solid ruler as well, and again those are just for making sure that I've got the placement correct on the mirror. First thing that I'm going to do then is get my alcohol wipe, and I'm just going to clean where I'm going to be putting that vinyl, just to make sure that there's no oils or anything on that mirror that are going to stop the vinyl from sticking or make it lift at all. So these are just really small. They're literally for like cleaning before you have an injection, so they're not massive, but they will do the job. So let's just go across the top, and I think this lady has actually spray painted this mirror, and I'll show you in a second why I need to clean it. I'm just going to leave that to dry naturally on its own, but can you see on my hand the gold flake that has come off that mirror? It's all on my fingers there, and that's the reason why we need to make sure that we clean the mirror thoroughly, because that gold paint is going to really stop that vinyl from sticking well. So that is definitely a good job done for the cleaning. First of all then, we need to get this vinyl onto our transfer paper. So I think I'm going to start off with the champagne glasses. So what I'm going to do is just roll out my transfer paper, and I'm hoping that it's going to fit in this space just at the bottom. Let's just get that on there and see. Perfect. I will grab my squeegee and give that a good burnish at the back. Now that that's on there, then I'm just going to take my blade and just cut that out. It's going to give me a little bit that's spare on the side, but it doesn't matter too much. Going to roll that back up. What I need to do now is just make sure that this is burnished on the other side, so give it a really good burnish down. I've got a little tiny bit there that's missing, so what I'll do is just cut that off there, and I will just double layer that onto that section, just to make sure that we've got coverage all the way over the vinyl. Next thing to do then is remove the carrier sheet from the back of the vinyl, and that is just the paper backing that's on that vinyl decal. So what we want to do is fold that back at a completely flat angle and just pull that back off there. If you've got your cut settings correctly, it should just pull off really easily like that. Next thing to do then is grab our water bottle, and we want to put a little tiny drop of our washing up liquid into that, so we're going to do that next. tiniest bit of washing up liquid into there. That just helps us to get a nice slippy surface for putting the vinyl onto that glass surface. Give it a little shake, and now we're ready to go. The next step then is to grab our design, get our water spray bottle, and we just want to give it a light spritz just to make sure that it's nice and wet all over. Then we can go to our mirror and start the application process. First things first then, I just need to double check where I'm going to put this vinyl. So I'm just going to put my other piece on roughly, and I can see there's a little mark on the mirror there with the gold paint. So I'm just going to put my finger mark on there so I know roughly where it's going to go to. Now I've got my design and I know which way it's got to go on the mirror. So first things first is just to pop it on the mirror, and you can see how it begins to hold itself on already with that water being on there. I'm just going to push that down. What I need to do now is just get my squeegee and just squeegee out some of that water, and as I'm going along I'm just going to wipe it with my microfiber cloth, and you can see that the water is naturally running out of that design. Because I'm quite happy with this being an off-centre sort of angle, I don't need to worry about moving it, but when I come to do the lettering I'm probably going to want to move it. So I'm just going to clean my squeegee, just make sure I get as much of this water out as I can, and then what I'm going to do is just pull back that vinyl flat against the mirror, and I'm going to wipe it as I go, just to make sure that everything is really well stuck. This is such a brilliant method. See, there's a little dot there that's not stuck. So what I'll do is just dry that bit off as I go, and then just stick that down. So that is nicely stuck. Now because I've got these really small dots on here, I just need to be more aware of them not having quite as much adhesion to the mirror because it's a small piece of vinyl. So when I'm drying them, I'm just going to dab them first of all, and then just make sure that all of that water is out from the back of them. That looks absolutely fantastic. Let me just see if I can show you that. It is quite difficult to show you this now, but it's come out absolutely brilliantly and it's really well stuck. There are no bubbles in any of the vinyl and it looks fab. So I'm going to now do the wording and show you how to do that. Here we are again then, another piece of vinyl ready. So let's roll out our paper transfer tape. Just going to cut off that little extra bit because I don't really need it. And I'm going to pop that way round. Okay, once that's on there, let's just cut that off again with our blade. My shoes are really squeaky today. Let's cut off this edge as well. We don't need that. Burnish again on the back and the front to make sure it's well stuck to our transfer paper. So now that that is nicely burnished, let's get that carrier sheet off that back of there again. There we go, that is done. Again, now just grab the spray bottle, give it a little spray down, and we're ready to pop it onto the mirror. The main advantage then with using the wet method is that when you're doing something that needs to be lined up perfectly and really straight, like text or some sort of decal with lettering on or whatever, is that you can make sure that you've got it nice and straight before you are committed to sticking it down. So I am just going to give this another little bit of water just to make sure that it's really well wetted up, because I want to make sure that it's going to move. So I'm going to pop it on there first of all, just like that, and then I'm going to step back and have a look and see how straight or not straight it actually is. It actually doesn't look too bad. What I'm going to do is just move it around a little bit. So this allows me to lift it back off if I want to. I can change the angle that it's at. I can pull that side down a little bit because it's not quite straight. I am going to pull that down a little bit more this side, just to be certain. Then I'm just going to grab my ruler thingy. What is this called? A rule? My dad always called this a rule. I'm going to grab that, and I'm just going to double check my tops of my two letters are at 2 point. Yeah, that's fine. Right then, so now we're ready. Oops, sorry, hit you. So now we're ready to get rid of all that water out there. So first things first, let's just use the microfiber just to get rid of what is literally sitting on the surface ready to come off. And then we're going to use the squeegee to just pull all that water out the side. Now that we're happy that we've got the majority of the water out, we can start peeling back the paper transfer tape and make sure that that's all stuck on really well. Trouble with this H sticking, and so this is a bit of a top tip for you, that if one of your letters or part of your design isn't sticking, you could leave it for maybe 10 or 15 minutes just to dry out naturally itself, or just keep on at it with the cloth or the squeegee or both, and just try and get as much of that water out as you can before you try again. So I'm just going to try again now and see. And that's really nicely stuck. It's still wet, as you can see from the transfer paper, but it's dry enough for it to stick down there. And then I'm just going to gently go over it with my cloth, because I don't want to agitate it that much that it's going to lift again. So that is perfect. I'm just going to keep going now with this last bit of the design. that is all completed now and looks absolutely brilliant. I really hope that Caitlin likes it and that she has a fantastic 18th birthday. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, drop me any questions or comments that you've got down below, and I'll see you soon for another video. Take care, bye!